Hey, Bravehearts, you better root in, okay? And what I'm saying is, you see this tree? It fell because it didn't root in enough, all right? You better root in, okay? And you better go deep, and you better get critical thinking, all right? Because the pink ribbon is actually the hangman's noose. Do you understand? Do you understand that you need to root into nature, not mankind, because mankind is not kind? All right? Understand that. Let me just say this. In 1913, Rockefeller decided to create what was called the American Cancer Society. 1913. Now, let's just add it up. Can we just add it up, please? Rockefeller serves an evil entity that lives on and thrives on this planet, that actually lives off the suffering of people, but more specifically off their adrenaline. And do some research about that before you try to judge me. The next thing is that Rockefeller is known for petroleum. So understand that. So here we have somebody that's in the petroleum industry, okay, that actually created the American Cancer Society. Now, 1 and 1 are 2, not 11, just so you know. Oh, and by the way, do you know what this is? This is the 50-year anniversary. Are you ready for this? The 50-year anniversary, okay, for the war on cancer that little tricky dicky, Richard Nixon declared the war on cancer 50 years ago. And understand something, cancer now, okay, is over 2,000% more prevalent today. And understand something, you don't have cancer, you've been poisoned. You don't have cancer, you've been poisoned. And understand something else, everybody. Cancer, the word C, the letter C in cancer, stands for what? Well, first, okay, corruption. They corrupt your mind. You actually believe it, most people, do you want to know how many people? 96% of the population believe in chemotherapy and radiation. But that 96% never did any research. And guess why? Well, remember what I said? I said that the entity on this planet lives off our suffering, but it's actually the adrenaline that we pump through our veins. And the younger you are and the more fear you have, the more that adrenaline feeds them. So let me just say that and then do your homework. But the reality is this. Okay, when you pump adrenaline, you are pumping in one of the worst acidic, okay, hormones. And remember something. You can believe this or not. You cannot pump adrenaline for more than 3 minutes. Anything more than 3 minutes will cause oxygen deprivation to your cells. Oh, wait a minute, Daryl. There could be a clue here. That's right. Dr. Otto Warburg received the Nobel Prize for discovering the cause of cancer. He's the only one who did it. And go talk to your oncologist and ask him who discovered the cause of cancer, and they don't even know, because they're not taught that. Because if they were taught that, they would know what the root cause was, and that was lack of oxygen. And understand something, cancer's not going away. And you know what? You know Tippy? You know when you go grocery shopping and then you go to pay for your groceries? You know little Tippy? He just comes up and goes, "Dear sir, would you like to give to the American Cancer Society today?" Just know this, every one of you, okay, that haven't done your homework, and you give money to the American Cancer Society, you just help them to create more toxic chemicals to put into human beings. Oh my God, what the heck is wrong with us? Okay, and you just provided, all they're doing is stealing money from you. You know what? They're not returning us to God's plan. This is man's plan, which is mankind's not kind. He's just a damn manipulator. That's all he is. And understand something. And you need to get this. Remember what I said? The C in cancer stands for corruption. Well, first they corrupt your mind, because there'll be people coming on here going, "You need to shut this guy down. You need to shut this guy down." Well, you know what? I've gotten used to being attacked by either a government agency or media once every 6 months. And they do a really good job too, you know. You know, they portray me as the danger. Well, I am dangerous, because I'm not going to ever stop speaking the truth. So the C stands for corruption. and they're corrupting your mind. So first of all, you're going around and you're talking and you're just spewing stuff and you're saying things that aren't even true, okay? All right, cancer is not a death sentence, and there is no such thing as cancer, but I'll get to that in a second. So first they use, in the word, the letter C is for corruption. They corrupt your mind, and guess what that does? Oh, well, you're conflicted because you can't understand. Well, let me see, I don't know. The doctor says that, you know, cancer is a death sentence, and if I don't do the chemo, which is a product of mustard gas that was taken from the First and Second World War, or if I don't radiate my body with the cancer, that I could die. Now, understand something. You do whatever you want, but radiation and mustard gas, otherwise chemo, okay, is very toxic to the body. And guess what? Why don't you do your homework, everyone, okay? You don't die from cancer. You don't die from inflammation. People die because they've been poisoned, okay? So even the therapy is poisoning, because understand something, that after 5 years, only 3% of the people that actually did the chemo and the radiation are actually alive. And you can go, well, Daryl, yeah, but that's the way it is. And I go, no, it's not, you know? And if you want to, and I love how they say, you know, make sure that you come and you get tested early in life. And do you know why they want you to get tested for cancer early in life? Oh, because guess what? They can get the treatments going right away. And understand something, if it's true what I said, okay, that Dr. Otto Warburg got the Nobel Prize for discovering the cause of cancer, and it's 35% deficit in oxygen in your cells for more than 3 days, the cells go, oh my God, I can't survive. And guess what they survive on? They survive on the acidity of the adrenaline, okay, that creates lactic acid in your body, and they also live off the sugar. And understand something, there's 262 names for sugar. 262 names for sugar. And you'll see on any ingredient that it could come up as number 7, 8, and 9. So it's going to come up 3 times. And then if you added the 7, 8, and 9 up, you'd find out that it would be the number 1 ingredient in the product. So you're getting screwed over. And guess what? Your government doesn't care. The FDA doesn't care. Nobody cares, okay? Because everybody's in on this thing. And even if they don't know they're in on it, they're actually in on it. So first they corrupt your mind. And by corrupting your mind, that conflicts you because you can't understand. But you're going to go with it because you've never done any research or homework. And even though you went to grade 12 or 13, or maybe you went to university, maybe even became a medical doctor, you still don't know anything about health. And I'm telling you right now, and I don't mind being challenged on this, but my whole life coach practitioners, okay, which come for 9 days, all right? And they come on for trainings continually every week. I will put them up against any medical doctor when it comes to healing the body. I will put them up against a naturopathic doctor that goes to school for 4 years. I will put them up against almost everything out there. And the reason why is because that which we call God, creator, source, everything is so simple. If you just understood something, I'll leave this with you. I'm going to get into it deeper. But if you understood that you don't go to bed at night to get sleep, you go to bed at night to recharge your battery and to reconnect with your spirit, because only a percentage of your spirit is on this planet. All right? And the whole game is for you to become a spirit being while you're here and to get totally connected to yourself with unconditional love like Jesus taught. Now understand this. So first we got corruption in the mind. So we're conflicted because, oh my God, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. But I don't want to get the chemo. I don't want to get the radiation. I don't know if we should cut out the tumor. And whether you believe this or not, most fibroids and most tumors, I'll give you a money back guarantee that I will be able to reduce that in the first treatment with cell-sonic regeneration, okay? I didn't say cure anybody. That word, it should not even be used. It's a swear word. Because you know what? It's called a perfect day on an emotional, physical, nutritional level. That's the cure here, for God's sakes. You're never going to hear about me even having the cold or a flu. And you know what? Both of my parents passed on. Oh, what did they pass on from? Cancer. And they were both gone before 55. So understand this. First, we got the conflict in the brain. All right, because in the subconscious, because it's so easy to program humans more than any other species. And then guess what we got? Well, guess what? We now contamination throughout the body because you believe in all this stuff. And you also go to a medical doctor that says diet has nothing to do with it. Detoxification on a planet where they poison us in the air, the water, the food, and in our mind. And our mind is now a landmine, for God's sakes. So understand this. I'm going to say it one more time. Rockefeller made the American Cancer Association in 1913. In 1910, Rockefeller gave $100 million to the AMA to go and destroy 110 colleges and universities that taught natural health. Are you with me yet? Are you still with me? Okay. All right. So understand this. And remember what I said? I said that 96% of the population, only 4%, will actually pick and listen to that Dr. Otto Ward discovered the cause of cancer, lack of oxygen, and to get the oxygen back, what do we need? Well, we need minerals. And what else do we need? Well, we need oxygen and everything that's going to do, and we need oxygen right to the cell level. Now, I told you that we go to bed to recharge our battery, and that's because we are electrical magnetic beings. I use a device called cell sonic regeneration, 25,000 volts put into a love harmonic. I hope you understand this. And what happens is that I want you to go to bhnpowerpack.com if you don't believe me. I did a video there, and this was only about 3.5 weeks ago, so it's not like I've been dragging it over the years, because we do this stuff not every day, but we do it every week. And we have Cindy, and go look at Cindy's video, and you're going to find out also if you go to Doc of Detox on Telegram, because I can't play it anywhere else because we show her breasts, and she okayed it. And we took a 5-inch by 3-inch by 1-inch thick stage 4 tumor, and we brought it down to 1-inch by 1-inch, okay, in 23 minutes. This has got nothing to do with me being smart, a genius, a healer, because I'm not a healer. All we can do is create the vibration and create the strategy and understand something. Anybody can do what I do. And once I did that, then I did Wolf Non-Surgical. I gently pulled the fibers apart, because if you knew what tumor was, you would know that it's scar tissue from inflammation, inflamed, dehydration of the tissues. So we have to bring back the electrical energy and the flow. And then you'd also know that it's calcification, because anywhere where you have stage 4 inflammation, you're going to be pulling calcium from your bones till they look like Swiss cheese. So the reality is this. If you believe in the pink ribbon, you're hanging yourself. So go ahead, you gentlemen, when your turn comes in November, okay, you go ahead and you cut your beards off, or grow your beard, whatever the heck they do, or you go and you go jump for it, swim for it, beg for it. Go beg for all the money that you can get for the American Cancer Association, and make sure that you just give them all the money. It's just one big scam. So understand something. Do your homework, because most of you, if you were left alone, you'd still be alive. Did you hear what I said? Did you hear what I said? Also, if you just looked at nature, I mean, you know, people say to me, Dr. Wolf, okay, what am I going to do? Okay, they tell me that I have cancer and that I only have 6 months to live. Well, here's what you do. You pack up your bags, okay? I didn't say come here. I'm in Ixtapa, Mexico. But the greatest healing is the sun. The greatest healing is the beach. The greatest healing is just getting the toxins out of your life. Okay, so you live in New York. You live in Toronto. You live in a city that has 5G. Well, good luck. 24/7, you're radiating these cells. 24/7, you're radiating these cells. You don't turn the Wi-Fi off at night. Okay? All right, you got all these chemical cleaners, okay, whether it's for your body or your mouth or whatever, in your bathroom, okay, that you use. And then you've got all these chemical cleaners that you use to clean your house. And then guess what? You're around a bunch of people that are programmed to poison themselves and each other. So, and the reality is this, whether you want to believe it or not, the environment that you live in right now, that's where you got your disease. The environment you live in right now, that's where you got your disease. You have to get away from those people. You got to go on your own, and you got to discover your authentic self. You got to put your feet in the sand in the beach. So do you want to spend like thousands and thousands of dollars, or do you want to go somewhere that is like, and you may not believe this, but where I live in Ixtapa, Mexico, it is one of the most peaceful, beautiful places on this planet. But don't worry, most of us Americans have been programmed that we're going to come down here and the cartel's going to chop our head off and send it home in a basket. Yeah, that's not going to happen. So the reality is they're going to blow everything up. Remember something, don't always go to the light, go to the darkness, because that's where they hide the secrets, right? And understand something. When I was practicing, okay, I had what was called the Wolf Clinic, and you can believe this, go look it up if you want. I would have like anywhere from 8 to 12 stage 4 inflammation patients, which they call cancer, which I say does not exist, because cancer does not spread throughout the body. Inflammation does, like a fire. So just so you know that. Cancer is not genetic, just so you know that. That's already been proven with the Genome Project. So, you know, are we done yet? Are we done just trying to take a backloader and try to get rid of all this BS and put it behind us? Because understand, you are the cure you've been looking for, but you'll never have that until you create a perfect day. From the moment you rise until you close your eyes on an emotional, physical, and nutritional level. And understand something right now. Okay, so when somebody has stage 4 cancer, depending on how long they live, they are going to spend, whatever way you want to look at it, 100,000 to 250,000. And 250,000 is the medium range, and you can go as high as 500,000 with a cancer patient, which doesn't exist. Cancer does not exist. Cancer is corruption of the mind, conflicts you, then you're contaminated from all of their theories, which they don't hold water, but you know what? They own the radio station, they own all the media, okay? Also, just so you know, you cannot go to any government-regulated school, which is all the public schools, all the way up to university. And all those books have either been written by the Rothschilds or the Rockefellers Publishing. So are we done yet? Okay. And understand something. A medical doctor is not a health doctor. A medical doctor is an emergency doctor. And if you decide you want to go to one, you will become emergency. And understand something. Don't use this information to try to change your family. Use this information to try to change yourself. If your family sees your energy, your light, okay, if they see how you're so at peace, no matter how much chaos is going on in the world, that is the gift you give them. Not going and telling them what to do when you don't do it first. And that's the deal right there, okay? Understand something. Planet Earth is a training ground. And until you become the only authority for you, and I mean that, okay, then an authority will actually, okay, be telling you what to do, when to do it, and they will take every bit of money from you. Understand, they don't want you dead. They just want you sick. Okay, so you go ahead and you work for 50 years and build up your money, and guess what? They're going to graciously steal it from you. And all you had to do was love, honor, and respect 50 trillion cells, 500 trillion bacteria, and all you had to realize, you weren't going to sleep at night. You were going to close your eyes and shut down to reconnect with your spirit, because I'll tell you something right now. This is a life-threatening, fun-filled adventure if you're awake. And if you're not, you're getting the living crap kicked out of you every day on the emotional, physical, and mental level. Tell me I'm wrong. Why don't you tell me I'm wrong? Understand something. You know what? You were created by God Almighty, and if you think that God's going to come and save you, you're kind of crazy. But you know what? If you want to take massive personal action, and that means that everything that you think, everything that you put out, okay, is about what you want, the way you want to see your life, okay? And you believe in that. I'm going to tell you something right now. Do not follow the majority. Become the minority. And understand something. Believe that you can grow things back. Believe that you can totally heal from anything. And we will. If the collective comes together, if we come together and we have a new belief, and it's even like growing limbs back, it could happen on this planet. We have been so dumbed down. I was created by God Almighty, and so were you. So understand that and never forget that. And that which we call God is the most powerful light frequency in the universe. It created the universe. Now, so understand, but if you've got this thing, okay, because remember something, if you've got this thing called guilt, if you've got this thing called anger, if you've got this thing called hate, then you're going to need a storage shed, and that's called a tumor or a fibroid. Okay? Did you get that? I hope you did. Because we need to be able to process our emotions. We need to process our traumas. But what if you've never been given any strategies? What if you weren't told that you should have a slight smile on your face no matter how you feel or what's going on in the world? What if you were told that anything that vibrates, okay, lower than you or at your level, okay, mainly lower than you don't want it. You're not going to allow it near you, whether it's family, whether it's friends, whether it's food, whether it's drink, whether it's something you're watching, something you're doing. If things aren't bringing your vibration up, you're already on your way to cancer. So there's your answer to that cancer, even though it doesn't exist, but it does exist in your mind, and it doesn't exist in the minds of your family. Did you hear what I said? So don't try to tell your family, cancer doesn't exist. Oh, they're going to go, what are you, crazy? It's second to heart disease. Well, actually, it's second to heart disease because guess what? The heart is the emotional recorder of the love that you have for yourself or you don't. And understand something. I know people that eat the worst diets in the world and they have no heart problem because they do have love for themselves, but they eat crappy. I know people that eat great and they got heart problems. And understand that. Oh my God, if you just realized that you were a vibrational, light energy, magnetic being, and that when you go to bed at night, you're not going because you're tired, you're going because you're tired of the bullshit down here. And that's because you eat too much of it. You look at too much of it. You hear too much of it. Well, why aren't you isolating yourself and going towards the high vibrational things in life? Why do you let people talk about their trauma and drama continually, about how bad the world is and how bad the world's going to get? Look how bad my world is. And it absolutely doesn't matter what goes on in the world. I picked a place that, guess what, is sovereign as I can get. No chemtrails. You can see the sky. I'll show it to you. You'll never see a chemtrail here. Okay? No 5G, only 3G in this area. Okay? Only organic food. And guess what? It's 20% of the price of United States, where I used to be. So the reality is this, you know, you got to pick the spot you want to live, and you also got to pick the thoughts that you want to have in your brain, because those thoughts come together and they create everything you have, from the pimple on your face, okay, to the tumor in your breast. And I am no healer, okay? I am nobody's hero. I don't cure people, and everything that I do, even though people would go, oh my God, it's a miracle, Dr. Wolf, it's a miracle. Okay, I just had 4 treatments, and guess what? I don't need my cane anymore. It keeps going. I don't need the surgery. I don't have to go to surgery. We give you a money back guarantee. You're not going to surgery, no matter what the problem is, except probably a brain tumor, because it's isolated in the skull, okay? But pretty well everything else, I can prove to you in one treatment, or prove to you within a week, that your body will heal. It's got nothing to do with me. I cure nothing. I heal nothing. I heal nothing. I create a vibration. I create a strategy. Okay? And what I do, all my practitioners can do. And whether you believe this or not, we have husbands, wives, couples. We have teenagers coming to our whole life coach course, and they can heal better than these so-called doctors out there. And that's the truth. This isn't me trying to do a pitch to have somebody give me money. And also, come on, please. I think it's $3,950 or something like that for a 9-day course. And then well, there's a lot of other things I do for you for the rest of your life. Understand something. We're Braveheart Nation. Just like when somebody comes for a consult with me, this isn't me bragging, but everybody else should be doing this. When you get a consult with me, it's $250. Think about it. Really? I've been in business for over 40 years, and I'm going to do a consult, and then I'm going to answer every question that you call me with directly. Call me. You're not going to email me, because that's crap. All you're going to do is get a pat answer. Everybody has their own personality, and everybody needs individual attention, and you are not going to get healthy, okay, or even stay healthy, wealthy, or anything else unless you have a strategy, okay, that is a proven strategy. That's how it works on this planet. You do know that, right? And I'll tell you something. Become rich with unconditional love and care for yourself, and everything will come together. Because you take a look. Oh my God, Jimmy's so good at his business, but terrible with his relationship with his family. Oh, look at Fred. Fred's really good with his relationship with his family, but doesn't know how to make money. Oh, look at Jim. Jim, he's really healthy, but he has terrible relationships and he doesn't know how to make money. All of this stuff is a walk in the park when you have unconditional love and care for yourself. Look at the time that you waste. I mean, this might even be wasteful. The reality is this, if this is not vibrating higher than you are and giving you something that you can reach up higher, because you will never ever stop growing. My God, you're a spirit. You are going to be going on adventures and have a million gazillion lifetimes. You're going to. Well, what do you think you do? What do you think you do? If you're good enough, you get to go to heaven, and then what do you do there? You get to hang out? What do you get to do? No. This is about universal growth. You know, the universe is doubling on its size every second, okay? And also, do some homework, okay? And this is reality. Remember something, everybody, okay? All right? Billionaires use astrology to stay there and have what they have. And then astrology's been made to look like it's floofy. Now, I'm not into astrology. I'm trying to tell you that the stars, the universe, the planets, okay, the energy that moves throughout the universe, they know when to make a move, they know when not to make a move. And that's why they always have the edge. And then most of you will say, oh, they'll get theirs. The Rockefellers, Rothschilds will get theirs. No, they're actually healthier than the majority of the population. Like, they're healthier than 99% of the population, because that's not the real rules. Most people have these rules that were given to them by some kind of dysfunctional religion. I didn't say all of it was. But the reality is this. If you pray every day, you're going to be healthy, wealthy, and wise. I don't really think so. The reality is that we've got people right at the so-called psycho elites way up here, okay, not vibrating way up here, but guess what? They're rich. They're healthy, okay? When are they going to get theirs? How about you minding your own business and figuring out how you're going to get yours by first creating a perfect day from the moment you rise until you close your eyes. I'll never have to deal with cancer. I'll never have to deal with colds or flus, okay? Because all of those are just detoxification of waste products from cells. There is no virus that's ever been isolated, and that's the God's truth. So just know that, okay? I'd be tore down right now on this by a whole bunch of people if that was true. But not one, the HIV virus was never isolated. The gentleman that actually said that it was actually went to jail, okay? But you didn't hear about that, did you? Okay? The reality is this. This is the most beautiful day. It's almost every day here. You know, we have the most beautiful bays, beaches. We have the most beautiful mountains. You want to check out Ixtapa, Zihuatanego. Next week, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be traveling and coming on 3 or 4 times a day. And I just want to show you how beautiful it is, how calm it is here. And I'm not telling you to come here. I'm telling you to find your own paradise. Most of you believe that you need to stay in a cramped city, which is going to be blasted with 5G from Elon Musk, which you think is a hero right now, okay? And also, just know his Tesla machine is causing more prostate cancer, ovarian cancer, uterine cancer, infertility. You want me to keep going? Okay, so understand, what they've done is they said, okay, you'll be the good guy, you'll be the bad guy, and then we'll have the greatest soap opera in the world. Welcome to the greatest soap opera in the world, and it's called the presidential election, okay? And the reality is this. You're the hero that you've been looking for. Why did I create Braveheart Nation, everybody? Not for Daryl, not to be a money machine, because right now we're trying to figure out how we can bring in enough money to feed the Braveheart Nation app, because 98% of the Braveheart Nation app is free to you. It's the biggest masterclass in the world, is on, and they're all free on my app, okay? There's even what's called the perfect match, that you can find a spirit partner, not a husband or a wife, but a spirit partner that knows that they're down on this planet to feed their spirit, and that everything's an adventure, and stop taking things personal, stop needing approval to have the best moment of your life, every moment. That's why I created it. I'm also doing a show called The Greatest Show on Earth, where I will be bringing 33 of the most powerful people that have been banned from all of the platforms, and they'll be coming on once a month to let you know what projects they're doing, and then maybe you want to go to their websites. If we could get 33 of the most powerful people in the world, and then you watch their stuff and go, oh my God, that's my next step. I got all I can get from Daryl. Okay, I need to move on. I need to move on, and I need to get higher. This person's going to take me higher. I get it. I'm just one small piece of the puzzle. All right. So I'm just going to tell you a couple things. And this week we have our healthy lung sale. I'm coming on in about 2 hours, and I'm going to show you how to have healthy lungs. Okay. And I really truly mean that, because this is the season that this happens. Also, just letting you know that we will be doing another whole life coach, Wolf non-surgical and pelvic restoration course in Ixtapa, Zihuatanejo, starting January the 29th. Also, Dr. Sage Wolf is going to Toronto, and he will be doing thermography, cell sonic, Wolf non-surgical, perfect day consultations, heavy metal testing, and he'll be doing all of those things. And if you want, you can get in touch with us and you can book an appointment. He'll be there for 10 days. Then he goes on to Calgary. You'll have to get in touch with Magdalena for that in Toronto, and Lorraine in Calgary. And just know this, I've been talking to Jim Gale, and Jim and I are coming together, and we're going to have another Doc of Detox full health and healing retreat. And it will be on Galt's Landing. And it will be there in a few months. And it will have everything that we have at the DOD 5-star here in Mexico, okay? So understand something. It's about coming together with like-minded people so that you can become the person you've always known that you have the ability to become. You have to break away from your family. You've got to break away from your friends that aren't going in that direction. You will love them, care for them, and let them show you a pathway to a better, greater life. Become the hero that you're searching for, okay? Understand, you must do this. Slight smile, connect to the lion heart breath, put your hand on your heart, and know that there's a God spot in there. And when you ignite that, okay, you become the healer, okay? You become the teacher that you've been seeking, all right? You become the practitioner, and you definitely become the Braveheart hero. God bless everyone. I got cut off there for a second, and I apologize if I rambled on in any way. And if I stirred something up inside of you and I pissed you off a little bit, that wasn't my intention. But the reality is, if we don't want to stir things up in our life, then we're never going to have a different life.